Have you ever woken up and felt like the weight of the world was already pressing on you before you even got out of bed? Like no matter how much you've done, it's never enough, and the road ahead still stretches endlessly? You go through the motions and you check the boxes, but there's this voice inside asking, why am I still not there yet?
That's the moment you have to remember that every step counts, even the ones that feel pointless. Strength is not built in one grand leap. It's forged in the grind, in the days no one claps for you. Those mornings you drag yourself up anyway. They are proof that you have more fighting you than you think. And one day you'll see that all those pointless steps were actually the path.
But what keeps you pushing when it feels like the mountain only gets taller the higher you climb? When you're tired, when you've sacrificed so much already, when the finish line is hidden in the clouds.
The vision of who I refuse to let myself become if I stop. I know that quitting means living with the regret of never seeing what could have been. The climb may be brutal, but it's shaping me into someone stronger, wiser, and more unshakable than I ever imagined. Every struggle is chiseling away the fear and doubt, leaving me behind the person I was always meant to be.
Have you ever felt like life keeps testing you in ways you never asked for? Like just when you think you've made it through the worst, something else comes along to knock you down? And you start wondering if maybe the universe is trying to tell you to quit.
That's when I remind myself that every test is proof I'm still in the game. If life has more to throw at me, it means I haven't been defeated. Those moments aren't signs to stop, they're invitations to rise higher. The storms are not here to destroy me. They're here to strengthen my roots so I can stand through anything.
But what if the fight feels endless? What if you've been giving everything you have for years and the change you hoped for still hasn't come?
Then I focus on becoming the kind of person who can carry that fight for as long as it takes. Success isn't always about when it happens, but about who you become in the waiting. If it takes a year, I'll be ready. If it takes 10, I'll be stronger, because the day I give up is the day I decide my story isn't worth finishing, and I'll never let that be true.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized the person staring back at you? Not because you've changed on the outside, but because life has worn you down on the inside. And you wonder if that spark you once had is gone forever.
I've been there, but that spark never truly dies. It just hides beneath the ashes when life gets hard. And sometimes you have to fight for it. You have to rebuild yourself piece by piece, even when it feels impossible. That's how you find out that your light isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to ignite it again.
But what if you don't even know where to start picking up the pieces?
You start with the smallest piece you can find. The one thing you can do today. You don't rebuild a life overnight. You do it one act, one choice, one breath at a time. And slowly that spark grows until it's a flame again.
Have you ever felt like you're running a race where the finish line keeps moving? No matter how fast you go, it's always just out of reach. And it's exhausting to keep chasing it.
That's because the finish line isn't the point. The race itself is. Every step you take, every mile you run, is shaping you into someone stronger. The goal isn't just to cross the line, it's to become the kind of person who never stops running.
But doesn't it get tiring to always be in motion? To always be fighting for the next thing?
Of course it does. But here's the truth. The moment you stop moving is the moment life starts moving without you. I'd rather run tired than stand still watching my dreams fade into the distance, because even if I never reach the perfect ending I imagined, I'll know I gave everything I had in the chase.
Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, the results are invisible? Like the world is blind to the effort you're pouring into your dreams?
I have. But here's what I've learned. Growth is often silent. Seeds don't make noise when they're breaking through the soil. Muscles don't scream when they're getting stronger. The world might not see it yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Your time will come. Keep building quietly until it does.
But how do you keep going when there's no applause, no validation, no sign that you're on the right path?
You stop chasing applause and start chasing alignment. You measure progress by who you're becoming, not just by what you're getting. Because when you live in alignment with your values and your vision, you can endure any storm with or without recognition.
Do you think struggle is necessary for success, or could life ever be easy and still create greatness?
Struggle is the sculptor of greatness. Comfort never carved a champion. The hard days teach you resilience and discipline and grit, the qualities that success demands. If life were easy, you might get to the finish line faster, but you'd get there unprepared for what it really takes to stay there.
But what about people who seem to have it easy and still succeed?
That's their chapter, not yours. Comparing stories will only rob you of your own. The question isn't, why is their path smoother, but how can I walk mine with pride, no matter the terrain?
Have you ever felt completely alone in your journey? Like no one could possibly understand the weight you're carrying?
Many times. And that's when I realized the path to greatness is often walked alone. Not because people don't care, but because it's your mountain to climb. You can have cheerleaders, but you're the one who takes every step. And that's okay, because the view from the top will mean more when you've earned every inch of it.
So you believe solitude is part of the process?
Absolutely. Solitude forces you to hear your own voice without the noise of the world. It's in the quiet that you discover your deepest reasons for not giving up.
What's your advice to someone who feels like they're too far behind to ever catch up?
Stop trying to catch up to anyone else. You're not late. You're arriving exactly when you're meant to. The race you're running is against the version of yourself from yesterday, not against anyone else's timeline. If you take one step today that you didn't take yesterday, you're already winning.
But what if life has already passed them by?
Life only passes you by when you stop living it. The moment you choose to move forward, even slowly, you're back in the race. The road doesn't disappear just because you took a detour.
If you had to sum up your life's philosophy in one sentence, what would it be?
Keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when it's thankless, even when it feels impossible. Because one day, everything you've been doing will connect into a story that proves it was all worth it.
And until that day?
Until that day, live like you're already proud of who you're becoming.
Do you ever wonder if all the sacrifices you're making today will really be worth it?
I do. But here's the truth. Sacrifice is never wasted when it's invested in becoming the person you're meant to be. Even if the exact outcome changes, the discipline, the strength, and the courage you build along the way will always serve you.
But what if the path I'm on turns out to be the wrong one?
Then you pivot. Life isn't about getting every choice right. It's about learning from the ones that weren't. Every step, even in the wrong direction, can teach you something that moves you forward in the right one.
Some people say they're waiting for the right time to start chasing their dream. What do you think about that?
The right time is an illusion. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. The truth is, the moment you take action, that becomes the right time. Because movement creates momentum, and momentum changes everything.
So, starting messy is better than not starting at all?
Always. You can fix mistakes, but you can't fix regret.
If you could speak to someone who's one step away from giving up, what would you say?
I'd tell them, you have no idea how close you are. Most breakthroughs happen just after the point where you think you can't go on. Don't let today's pain rob you of tomorrow's victory. Hold on, because what you've been working for might be right around the corner.
And if they still feel like they can't go on?
Then take one more breath, one more step, and one more day. Because as long as you're still in the fight, your story isn't over.
If you had one last sentence to leave behind for the world, what would it be?
I'd say your life is proof that you can walk through fire and still rise. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness. They're the marks of a warrior who refused to fall.
And if someone listening right now feels like they've lost all hope,
Then this is for them. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and closer to the life you dream of than you can possibly imagine. Stand up, take the next step, and never, ever let go.